finally used it, it worked. As soon as he was out of the chains, and his powers surged, King Baelor felt it and ordered him to come. An order he could not disobey, nor did he want to. Along the way, Dramork had collected the things he needed. A sword and cloak taken from a prison guard when he broke out. Queen Aislin's favorite scepter from a stop at the College of Mystical Beings, which he used to trade with the Specs for what he really needed. An original stone from the tower where King Baelor imprisoned his only daughter, and what was left of the linens that kept the lids of his once all-powerful eye closed. Lined with the linens, the hollowed-out stone would make a perfect new prison for King Baelor's soul. One Dramork planned to smelt completely shut. Dramork had pilfered 2 rusty daggers from the schooner he stole to sail to Marypool Skerry, where he made his final acquisition. 2 bottles of soul-stunning potion from the Lark, a troll who had no qualm stealing from the weapons stores on the island and selling them to anyone who could pay. According to the Lark, it would incapacitate a ghost. For how long exactly, he didn't know. Dramork had bought the second just in case he needed more time. It cost Dramork the only thing he had to offer: both of his horns. The 3-inch bottles hung from his belt. The corks were tied in such a way that it would only take a tug to free them. Dramork was ready, and King Baelor's impatience left no time to look back. No time for a conversation with Callum. No time for regret. "For Kelcie," he whispered. Dramork crossed the threshold on tiptoes. Out of the corner of his eye he glimpsed his old friend follow, then abruptly halt. Horses stampeded out of the dark shadows of the yard toward Dramork, moving so quickly their hooves barely touched the ground. With tails of smoky threads, sunken eyes, bodies nothing more than lifeless gray skin and immortal bones. These were not ordinary horses. They were necromancers. From the looks of their flaring nostrils and gnashing rotten teeth, they were hungry. And necromancers ate ghosts. If they escaped the fortress, Callum was never going to get away. It was bad enough Dramork was responsible for his friend's death. He refused to be responsible for the destruction of his best friend's soul. "Mistral!" Dramork's gust slammed the gate closed. The outraged necromancers reared, roaring in his direction. "When you encounter a necromancer, so long as you're not dead, stay perfectly still," Skahawk had told him. Dramork did just that. He never asked Skahawk why she had one at the Academy for the Unbreakable Arts. Seemed like an odd choice, especially if a student met an untimely death. But at the time, when he'd seen through the glamoury Skahawk used to hide what her horse Glenadrian really was, he was too busy shaking in his boots to speak. The necromancer circled, taking disconcerting sniffs for far too long, before finally swinging around him and racing into the dark shadows beyond the tower. Dramork let out the breath he'd been holding, and took another one before inching slowly into the yard. Creatures dropped from battlements at the top of the tower, surrounding him with a wide berth. Monstrous fusions of insect and mortal. They carried a stench so foul it took serious effort not to gag when Dramork sparked, igniting his arm into a column of fire. The light from the flames bounced off veined, translucent wings that furled against their backs with bone-chilling creaks. Tapered legs that came to a point, stabbing the muck, moving closer to examine him. He did the same. Their eyes, 4 in total, were solidly black, with only a tiny red pupil in the center. Their hard-shell bodies were ash-colored. Hissing through serrated teeth...